I am
did
bread. Bread, I am the bready bread. Thank you very much.
I am Mr. Bread. I like to fly around through my head. And if you just knew, you would go ahead. Because I can't think of anything that rhymes with bread. Bread, bread. I don't know what rhymes with a bread. Are you ready now? Okay, we're wasting time. Welcome to the Hot Local Nonsense, and we're here today for the Nonsense episode 4. It's 4 episodes already, and if you haven't watched them already, then wow, that's crazy. Maybe just skip them all and just watch this one.
Is it the number 4? It is number 4.
Yeah, it's number 4.
We've been doing this for 4 weeks consistently. Well done.
4 weeks, yeah.
4 weeks,
that's
man.
Crazy.
I'm proud of
crazy.
us. This big clap for you. Big clap for me.
Yeah.
Big pat on the back.
Welcome to the Nonsense. We're joined by me, obviously the Nun, and Sezza. I actually pointed the right way this time.
You did very well. Look, I can do it too.
Yeah, Sezza.
We're learning.
Right.
Guys, if you haven't
we're
noticed,
here today.
I have a standing desk now, so I'm a bit of a floaty beach. So
yeah, no swearing. We're not allowed.
We can swear.
Okay, carry on.
So I'm going to be probably moving around a lot because that's what I do when I talk. Step and do the step, and it's fine, you know. Yeah, so today is episode 4, and I'm just going to bring it back to episode 1 when I did the whole like 21 questions type thing, and I thought it was kind of fun. But I thought we could talk specifically about moving because for those of you who don't know, Sim and I have a lot of experience with moving.
No, you don't.
I literally moved across the world.
That's one time.
That is a big Okay. Well, this is the interesting thing. So I thought we could talk about how you have moved a lot throughout your life as a kid. Growing up, you moved many places around the UK.
It was like 21 times by the age of 25.
That is a lot of time. That's like almost a different place every year. Where was the longest place that you stayed?
Oh, that's a hard one. Actually, I actually don't know. Okay, no, there was probably one in. Actually, I don't know.
So it's a really interesting thing for me.
Yeah, it just mixes in, you know.
Yeah.
Just mixes in. So then I was just like, oh, actually, that was one we stayed that long, and then I was like, actually, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Yeah.
I guess they're all pretty. Yeah, they're pretty close. So you moved a lot throughout the UK. I, as a kid, never moved. We live in the same town as all of my family, basically.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like something I've never been able to relate with. Because you know how like Netflix shows and stuff are always like, they deal with like parents moving their kids around and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I could never relate. But do you relate like a lot to that? You know, the feelings of like having to up and move your whole life somewhere else?
Yeah, it's very I mean, I've spoke to people that like you, for example, that have lived in one house like the entire time, and it kind of baffles me because for me it would be I don't know, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be boring, but you know, it's just like, I'm not saying moving house is fun and all that. It isn't always fun, but like, because you know, I can picture many different environments, different houses, different, you know, and you can just only, you know, you just see this one place.
Yeah, I guess you have like a lot of memories of like different places, which is kind of cool. Like,
yeah, it's kind of cool in that respect, but you know,
because growing up, I had a lot of friends who did move, you know, interstate. A few of them went up north, and a few went out to Melbourne and stuff. And I was always like kind of sad that they had to go. But then I was also like, oh, I wonder what it's like over there, because like I'd never traveled out of my state. Even as kids, we went on
do
holidays.
Australians have states?
Yeah, we have states.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
States? You have like cities. What do you mean you have states?
Because you know how I'm from, like South Australia?
Yeah, you have
And
Adelaide.
that's the state of South Australia, right?
Right.
Yeah, kind of like how America has states, but we have states too. Different states.
It's just a country.
Well, you have like, I mean, what you, because you don't have states, but you have like.
Okay, wait. Your
counties.
stars on your flags are states. Wait, what even is the Australian flag right now? I need to check.
It's the
Aussie
Union
flag.
Jack with the
With
Southern
one
Cross.
Star. Okay.
That's the
6 stars.
no, maybe is it the Southern Cross?
It's
I don't
6
even know my own
stars.
flag.
You're gonna have to show it on the VOD.
Okay.
But guys, yeah.
Boom, Australia flag.
Yeah, Australia
Boom.
flag, right?
It is
United
yeah.
Kingdom flag with 6 stars.
I think that's the
One
Southern
of them's
Cross, right?
under.
Am I
What?
not Australian anymore?
Wait, so the stars represent states?
No, I thought they represented the constellation, which is the Southern
Constellation
Cross.
of what?
Because did you know that the Northern Hemisphere, where you live, has different star constellations, and
cool.
the Southern Hemisphere,
that makes sense.
we
that
have
makes sense
different
because
stars.
if we're spinning on one bit and you're on one hemisphere and I'm on the other, of course we're gonna have different stars. Anyway, go back to how do you have states?
What do you mean? Actually,
How do you have states?
I don't know whether any of these facts I say are actually true. So like, but
So you
this,
don't know
but
if
this
they've
is
got
fine.
states?
No, I do. But like this, I'm just talking about the constellations and like, and like whether it's a Southern Cross that's on the Australian flag because I'm still doubting myself. But listen, but I have an excuse because this is called Talking Nunsense. So therefore, don't take anything that we say for actual fact because we don't know.
No,
Australia
because I'm
has
looking
states.
right now. So you have states. You literally made it a noughts and crosses kind of board.
So we
That's
have.
what you've done.
No. It's not equal.
I'm looking at
do you
it
know
right now.
Do you know the biggest state in Australia?
It's the left side.
Yes.
Because I just looked. Well,
Oh,
don't be
you
impressed.
looking?
I'm on Google.
Oh.
I'm on Google right now. Don't be impressed.
Oh, so did you see what it was called?
No.
Guess.
Never eat shredded wheat. West Australia.
Well done. So Western Australia is on the left. It's a big one. Now
Why
guess
would you
what?
Try and make me guess that.
Nah, guess what? So which one am I from? Down the bottom.
South.
And
I know.
which one is adjacent up the top?
North Australia.
And which one is next
Are you
to us?
high? Is she
Listen,
high?
which one?
Am I-
Listen, which one is next to
She's
us?
so
Listen,
high right now.
listen.
Oh.
Answer the question. What is next to South Australia and North?
East.
Wrong! You would think so, but you're wrong! Because, for some reason, Australia is like, Western Australia, North Australia. Wait, Northern Territory, I should say. And then South Australia, but then the east side's all fucked up, and they have, like, Queensland up the top. This is testing me now. They have New South Wales, and they have Victoria. And you know that one you learnt the other day? It's similar to the capital of Australia. Would you like to tell me?
I actually forgot it. It began with C.
Yep. And how that has its own state, which is called
What is it? Don't say, I won't remember it. It's
You have to know these
really
things.
Dumb. It's a really dumb place. Just say it. Just say it.
Excuse me, you're
It's
moving
really
there,
dumb.
so therefore it's not dumb.
It is dumb. Just say it.
2, you're moving to Australia, so you have to know these things for when you do an Australian citizenship
just
test.
Say it. Say it. Why are you dragging out? Just say it.
Okay, so it's called the ACT, or the Australian Capital Territory, and the capital city is called Canberra. So that's one.
Canberra.
Yeah.
That took you 5 minutes to tell me that it was called
And
Canberra.
then you have
How am I gonna
Tasmania.
learn that?
Then you have Tasmania. But
Okay,
like,
but that's a thing.
did I get all of them?
Just saying.
I don't
Okay,
know.
just saying. And I've kind of stolen this. But if they have a Disneyland in Brisbane, we could call it Brisneyland.
That's a
How
good
cool
one.
would that be?
That was actually a good idea. I always wish they had
and
a
I stole
Disneyland.
that from.
Go on, we have to credit
I
them.
stole it.
Credit.
Okay, Fraz, fine.
Oh, Franz, good one. Franz, thank you so much for picking
Yeah.
up my boxes. You're a fucking legend.
This is nonsense. We're
Sorry.
not congratulating anyone.
Thank you, Franz. Thank you.
No, we're not congratulating anyone right now.
But yeah, to catch you guys up to speed. So I'm from Australia. I live in Scotland. Sim, my lovely boyfriend, is from England. He lives in
Why are we
Scotland with
catching
me.
up?
Because YouTube
Franz-
doesn't know. What if there's a new YouTube person and they don't understand what we're talking about?
It'd be like, what? Comment below what you think my accent is. Easy.
Nah, because then they'll
What?
just be like, oh, he's English, so therefore she's English. We're moving
Then they
to...
can be
Shut
just-
up! We're moving to Australia, hopefully at the end of the year. So that's why I wanted to talk about moving, because we have some experience with moving, and then we have a very
Okay,
exciting
now-
move at the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Are
now
you
carry.
excited?
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also like, okay, honestly, 70% scared,
Okay.
30% excited.
I can understand. Moving across the
Yeah.
world is bloody scary, especially to a country
Yeah.
that you've only been to once.
Yeah, I know it's a really nice country. I really enjoyed my time there. That's you know, there is that. It's just I think missing friends.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we'll just go with it and see.
Yeah. It was definitely one of the biggest things. I've been living in the UK for, it'll be 6 years in August this year, which actually blows my mind a little bit. And yeah, it's definitely been one of those things that like, it's been really hard on friendships, especially IRL
Yeah.
friendships, and not being able to be with my family and stuff. But
Yeah, I think you're very more connected to your family than I am. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all my family, but like, I feel like for your family, because as you've said, you've stayed in a house. You've stayed in this house the entire time, right? And the memories are your childhood. You grow up. You literally ran the same floorboards from 1 to 30. You know, and like basically you're very connected with your family. And the thing is, I don't need to be in contact with my family, but we know and we'll always be there ASAP. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. And there's big love there. I think your family's very like, for example, I mean, when I was younger, maybe, yeah, when we lived down in Coventry, we would go around each other's houses when, because there was, we were all children. I had cousins, and my mum has 2 other sisters. So then it's like, we just go around. But for me, is maybe because I'm introverted, I'm not into that stuff. So then, when you're wanting to do family stuff, maybe in Australia, I'll just be like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not saying all the time. I'll come and I'll hang with the family. But I'm saying you've got to. You cannot.
No, I know.
You cannot assume that I can just be like change myself, because I don't even want to hang out with my family 24/7. Do you know what I mean? And I love my family to bits.
I know. I
but
mean,
that's
I
the
even
difference
said
between
to
you and me.
because my family, like, we like to do like a weekly, like, let's have dinner together.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, oh yeah, like we usually have burger night on like Friday night, and he was like, oh, and I was like, what do you mean? I thought you'd be like excited about it. And he was like, well, what if I don't want to go? And I was like, well, guess you don't have to, but like we still would expect to see you sometimes, because it's like, it's like, say if we like,
sometimes I'll be there, but like how many of the family are there? The whole family?
no, it's just like mum and dad and Amelia and her boyfriend, and then James and his girlfriend.
Okay, sure.
It's like a family, like our family little dinner.
But that's the thing. That's a weekly thing. If it was like every fortnight or something, then I'll at
Do
least
you
be...
have a issue with commitment, Timothy?
What are you saying?
Yes, you're always
What
like,
are you saying?
oh, it can't be scheduled.
She's saying because I don't like one thing that I have a bad thing about commitment. How does that add up? Just because I'm an introvert and I want my own space and I don't want to hang out with people, I suddenly have a thing about commitment.
It's once a week for dinner, and then we go home again.
No, that's once a week where I can. No, it doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. People always
I'm
have like
triggered.
weekly dinners. Oh my god. Have you been playing CS:GO? Oh my god. Okay, so well, we'll figure out our family stuff and how we do things.
Well,
and...
there's no worries. You going for your dinner with your family.
That's fine. But you still have to appear sometimes, otherwise they're gonna get
Of course, I said I
Sim
would.
hates us. Why does he hate us? We're really nice to him. James. When my
James!
when Sim has traveled to Australia pretty much this time last year. We were really sick actually.
Yeah.
We stayed over there. And my brother and him, Sim, got along like a house on fire, and they used to do this thing where they'd be like, Sim would be like, James, and then James would be like, Sim, and then like that's how they communicated to each other. It's just,
it was funny.
Yeah, my brother is like me, but the boy version. So obviously,
like when we were at the beach and I was in the water and he was like looking after stuff, and I'd be like, to James, and you could just hear it echoing, going, to James, to James.
What was your favorite part of Australia?
The beaches.
The beaches.
Yeah, because it reminded me of Cornwall. Now, like, the thing is, I had a 50-50 love-hate relationship with Cornwall, right? So this is different. Now, I was young, and we would go to the beach nearly every week, right? Every weekend, we'd go to the beach, right? And, you know, I love that about it. And I don't mean in a disrespectful way. Maybe it was just the town I was in, maybe. But the town I was in, they kind of treated my family as kind of like outsiders. And, you know, I remember when, like, this is a thing, right? So there was a time where this kid, he used to pick on me, kind of thing. He was like this posh like Cornish kid, and the family, you know, the family was really close with the school, and the school was all like, oh, you know, like they all just like, oh, give him a crown with the fucking name of the school on their fucking crowns, if you love them that much. That's how much they love them, right? So like this guy was like bullying me, kind of, in a sense, right? Like, it wasn't like major, like, you know, like we weren't physical. It was kind of more like just, you know, being whatever, right? And this one time he pissed me off so much that I full on just kicked him in the balls, right? Full on kicked it. Like, I had the power legs. I had powerful legs, right? And these were like, you know, like these chairs. You know, these chairs where you're putting them together and they've got that metal bit that goes, real. That's what my power legs were like, right?
Oh, wow.
And I smashed him real hard, right? And he got really hurt. And I walked away, and the teacher was like, Sam, come back here, Sam. And I didn't come back. I was just walking like, you know, cool,
oh my
cool
God.
guy.
Explosions
just bully,
behind
right?
you. Yeah.
And then I went and I had to go speak to the head office, right? And I told him, this guy, he's been like bullying me for like this long. And they were like, that doesn't sound like their family. They would not do anything like that. Right. And I was like, fuck you. I know what's been going on. And I got in trouble.
Damn. And nothing, did he just keep getting away with it?
Nothing came about it.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they literally should have just engraved their names on a fucking crown with the school name on it. I was so pissed. But the thing is, he never fucked with me ever again after that.
Yeah, oh my God.
He knew. My power legs got him real good, and he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't.
Like
he didn't know where I came from. I came from Coventry. When you got to get into a fight, you got to get into a fight. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that's what happens.
I think like a lot of is Cornwall like a pretty small place with like a really close-knit community of like?
Yeah, I would say so. Like the place is really nice. The beaches are really nice. You know, if you went to a beach, no one would really, you know, you don't get singled out because everyone's just there for themselves. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, I think, you know, it's a weird one. But yeah, I don't know. I just, there was so much going on. Like, I'm getting all these flashbacks of bad memories in Cornwall.
Okay. Take a deep breath. It's fine. No, because I was just asking because like, I think, yeah, that's how it's very like small town syndrome, I guess. And
yeah,
like,
I think so.
You know, I always talk about this with Rach actually, because like I come from a very small town in Australia, and I think that's very stereotypical for a lot of Australians unless you live in the city. Yeah. So our community is very like everybody knows everybody's business. You literally go to the shop and you will see someone you know. There's gossip about you even though you don't do stuff. It's just everybody knows everything, and it's kind of a bit exhausting. So when I moved to a big city, I moved to Edinburgh, and now I live just outside Glasgow, and it's like it's so refreshing. I moved all the way across the world to get away from drama. It's refreshing to be able to walk literally anywhere. Nobody gives a shit about anything that's going on.
No, they're so focused on that. Wait, does that mean that everybody's going to be focused on me when I get there?
Yeah, they're going to be like, who's this new Englishman?
Why did I sign up for this?
Who's this new Englishman that's moved into the community? Now, to be fair, like...
Hey, look at this Englishman. Look at him, he's got big eyebrows. How's he gonna find out all those snakes? He doesn't even know that there's 2-inch heads that run around the ground. Didn't think so. You better watch out for those koala bears, because that's what we do get. We need to get rid of them. We need to build more houses and get rid of those kangaroos.
To be fair, it's gotten a lot better, and our town has grown, and like people are moving in, so I think it's getting a bit bigger. So, but when you were saying about the beach thing, that kind of does remind me of like the kind of stereotype that a lot of local beaches have, is that there's like local groups that like think they own the beach. So if anybody who's new come to the beach,
how old are they?
Like, I don't know. Have you seen Bondi Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there's like another beach that's like close to Bondi Beach. I don't know what it's called. I've never been to Bondi Beach, but there's part, you know, that guy with the tattoos, and he was like part of that gang that was like up on the other beach. So like that's like the thing is that like all these kind of local beaches have like their like little local beach gang. So then like if you come along with your mates, they're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing on my beach?
Who are we gonna go with?
We'll have to make our own gang.
We haven't. We just got family members. We're just here for a little picnic.
And then they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, they'll let us.
We'll get a pass.
How many beaches are we? You know, I think, you know, what was the beach with the pier? Don't say the name because, you know, I don't think we should dox each other, but that's my favorite beach.
It's a beautiful beach. It basically has...
Those fucking fishermen, I'm sick of it, right? You're walking down the pier. Fucking wait for me to walk past. I've been 10 seconds.
Yeah, fishermen don't give a shit.
I don't want to get hooked. I've seen videos where they've got to get the fishing hook out. I don't want that. That's like a fear. That's not even irrational. Like you were saying, you can't even walk on the pier just in case those fuckers have them out.
Well, there's fisherman hooks and stuff everywhere as well, so I'd never walk on there barefoot.
That's what I'm saying, but they can still go through your shoe.
But anyway,
I'd throw him in the water, honestly.
That beach is really nice because it's basically like it's got a big jetty. That's what we call them. That goes out.
Jetty is a pier, guys.
It's a jetty.
A jetty.
It's not
you
really.
You can't even get a jet ski off the end of it because it's too high.
Piers are like for ships and stuff, aren't they?
No, they're not. It's not.
Oh, anyway.
Bournemouth Pier does not have a ship coming off it and in it.
It's a jetty. Anyway, the jetty goes out to the reef. So this whole beach is like protected by a big reef. Yeah, it's got
reef.
So the whole thing is that you can swim within that area, and there hasn't been a shark sighting since like 1970 or something. Because they don't come past the reef. So like that's why that beach is so popular, especially for tourists and
because they just jump in. Like someone when I was there, some guy was just like, I'm just going in for my daily swim, and I was like, that looks scary as fuck, you know?
Oh yeah, he was he goes was he free diving or snorkeling? Yeah. He does that every day.
He had nothing else. He had shorts. He had shorts and the goggles, the snorkel goggles, and he was down there. He was swimming.
Yeah, he was.
And it was really cool because, like, you know, I don't know what's down there, but you know, you could actually see like the reef.
There's big fish. It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Is it coral?
Lots of coral. Lots of seaweed. Yeah. It is beautiful.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, one day we just swim out there, and it's like 10 meters away, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna drown.
We'll go on a really still day. Or you can watch me.
It doesn't matter how still it is.
It's beautiful. Yes, it's deep.
No, it's deep.
It is
deep.
But
I'm not a very good swimmer.
We can go snorkeling on the shallows then.
I'm not even snorkeling.
Do you know, I went snorkeling once. So that beach, there's another beach that's next to that beach, and it's a popular snorkeling location. But I went there and I saw a manta ray. I'm not even kidding. And I was like swimming and I saw this big thing on the bottom and I was like,
how big was it?
Oh my God, huge. And I was like, I'm leaving. Like, they're fine, but I was scared of it. And then literally as I was leaving the ocean, there was a group of people that were like, oh, you seen any rays? And I was like, yeah, they're here.
Yeah, what you call, is stingray and a manta ray different?
Yeah.
They are different.
Yeah.
So manta rays are real sting you?
I don't think so. I don't think they have like the tail thingy. Like, they have a tail, but I don't think they have the sting thing that the stingray has.
Yeah.
Just me talking more probably nonsense, but it's fine.
I'm not going in there with the like floaters. What do you call them? You call them floaters, don't you?
What's a float?
Armbands.
Oh, you want to?
No, I
You're
wouldn't.
gonna wear your float.
I
I mean, honestly, water is no joke. So like, whatever you need
it is
to
no
feel
joke.
safe.
The submarine imploded
Oh,
recently.
how awful is that?
Yeah.
It's such a. That
Do you
was
know
such a
what though?
shocking
Can we
story.
just really quickly go on that before I forget?
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
So they were saying that the U.S. Navy heard a bang in the ocean, right?
Mhm.
But remember, a few days before, people were saying that they heard SOS under there.
Oh,
So
like
what's
the
SOS in
tapping?
under there?
Well, that's why they've just brushed it off as like ocean noises. I don't think they've actually even said what it is.
Ocean, the ocean's SOS.
But then it's like it was every half hour. So
really
like,
the SOS.
yeah, that's why they were picking up on this like tapping sound that was at every half an hour. Is that the same as the SOS? Was there an actual SOS? If they imploded, which they did say that happened,
I don't even know SOS. I
They,
think
they
it's just
wouldn't
bang,
be.
bang, 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 bang. Is that it?
I don't know actually. I should.
That's
probably
not
learn.
SOS. Yeah, so like, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna be down there.
Anyway, I tried to teach Sim how to float when we went to the beach, and it was a disastrous
I drowned it
attempt.
midway through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drowned it in the air. I was like, the water was like below my belly button, and I was already drowning.
Cause like
I was that was how it was.
is it normal
Yeah.
in the UK to have swimming lessons?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
as a
friends
kid?
were really good at swimming. They could swim like 1,000 meters. And I was like, how the fuck are you doing that? I can only swim 15.
Damn, 15
I don't
meters.
get it. I don't get it.
But were you ever taught how to tread water?
Tread water.
Yeah, because you know how I was trying to teach you how to do that? Because like you do like, and then you tread water, and that's how you can stay afloat in the water. It's like a
What
safety
do you
thing.
mean?
That's what I was trying to teach you, but then you weren't quite getting it. And then I was
Well,
like,
then
okay.
explain it. Explain
And then
it
I
to
was like,
everyone.
well, I don't have any
Explain it.
water to fucking tread right now, so I
tell
can't
me-
look like
explain
it.
it with your mouth.
Well,
You
it
have a mouth.
does this, and then you wiggle your toes, and you're like swish, 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 and you're like swishing in the
No.
water. You didn't learn that. Well, anyway,
I
that's what I was
don't
trying to
know.
teach you how to tread water, and then I was trying to teach you how to float on your back, but you just kept sinking, and I was like, suck the air in your lungs and become buoyant, and you were like,
No, I can sometimes do it, but it had been a while. I hadn't been in the water for a long time. You know?
yeah,
Also, I was backstroking a little bit, I swear.
yeah, good, okay.
Yeah. I feel like backstroking's easier because your mouth is up, right? And you just focus on the air, like, just focus on like that, right?
Yeah, do it instead of doing like
Instead
the whole.
of this. I can do that, but like, you know, it's just like you've got to get air somehow.
I'm not a very good swimmer. I just doggy paddle.
See, I used to be really good at doggy paddle when I was younger, but then I forgot how and I can't stay awake.
Oh, really? You can't doggy paddle?
No.
Oh my god. Whole dog.
I told you, if I fell in the water, I would die.
We are definitely
You
getting you
don't
floaties.
understand.
You're gonna have a whole vest, and you're just gonna have to float there with your vest.
You don't understand.
Oh my god, it's beach day with Sim, and he's just in his vest and his floaty. It's like,
Vest.
yeah,
Never
the
catch
little
me in a
little
vest.
life vest. No, it's a life vest. What do you? Not an actual vest. What are you getting all dressed up to swim in the beach? No. So,
Yeah.
what was your favorite place to live in the UK that you lived?
Oh, there's so many good places. There is. One that stands out. Wait, can I say a road or not? I can't really
I
say a
mean,
road.
just say a town, I guess. Can you just say
Well,
a
that
town?
doesn't make sense because I moved around many times in one town.
Oh, different town. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you didn't like one part of a town, but you liked a specific road of one town?
Yeah.
Okay. Just was it because
Yeah.
of the house?
Oh, there's so many though. There's so many. There's the one that I grew up with my dad. You know, that house was so nice. Like he lived in that house when my mum and my dad were together.
Mm-hmm.
That house. So I have memories about that. It's like when I remember this one time. I can't remember if I've talked about this actually, but it was like me and Amy were watching 101 Dalmatians, and do you remember the bit where he goes onto the guy's bum?
Mm-hmm.
So like one of the Dalmatians bites onto the guy's bum. Now, I saw that, right? So me and Amy had just been left in there whilst mum and my dad were arguing in the kitchen. They weren't like loud arguing. It was just kind of like, you know, they're having a discussion, right? And I came in and I was trying to bite my dad's bum. I was like going, like trying to bite my dad's bum, right? I must have been like 4 or 5, right? Or something like this. And he was like, stop it. And I had to go sit on the step and I was crying. And I remember my mum looked at me and she was like, and just it was kind of...
You just wanted to bite like the Dalmatian.
But yeah, no, like because I'd watched the film of them biting the robbers in the bum, I did it. You know, my dad had trousers on. You know, it wasn't like weird or anything. Guys, don't make it weird. I'm just saying in general, like, you know. And then I got into trouble because I was trying to do that. But yeah, that house I had a lot. Sorry, I read you in the chat. That house had a lot of good memories. You know, there wasn't. I don't really think I had many bad memories. I remember in that house though, my dad, after my mum and dad split, he would rent. Okay, this sounds really weird. He would rent the top floor, so it was just the house, right? But then he would rent the top floor. He like put like a sink, and I think there might have been a toilet upstairs or something. I can't remember. I remember fully, but yeah, there was like a bedroom, another bedroom, and then like a kitchen or something. Maybe we shared the toilets and stuff. But anyway, yeah. So like, sometime we would sleep. Wait, did we sleep there? I can't remember anymore. I can't remember. I think we slept on the sofas a lot when that happened. But anyway, when the person moved out, and like when we would sleep upstairs, like if I'd forgotten something up there, like, you know, if my dad was like, oh, can you get me something from upstairs, I'd be really scared to go up there, because I was like, what if there's like a ghost or something, you know? So I'd like run up there really fast and then run back down. And it was just like, oh, you know, you got those kind of memories. But you know, there's so many, like, yeah, I think each house has its own memory. Do you know what I mean? So then you remember them all. But I guess your best memories are just all in one house, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I lived in one house where my uncle actually lives right now. Yeah. And then when I was about 10, I moved to the current house that my family are still in. So like, it's weird. It was weird at first to sort of like go back to my uncle's house and be like, oh, I have like all these memories from when I grew up here.
Yeah.
But now it's like obviously all different and stuff. But yeah, I guess so. I have lots of different memories, but I guess it's just not like a location thing. It's just more so like what happened, or like my mum, as I have said, because I moved my desk space around, as you might notice. And I get it from my mum because she likes to move things all the time.
Well, that's the thing. Your mum likes to move things all the time. My mum likes to move house a lot.
Yeah, so that might just be like the change that she needs to be able to like make the house feel fresh and new, rather than upping and moving everything.
Well, that is the thing that I think.
Was it hard having like, because like I can't imagine moving everything that's in the entirety of my family's house from like years of like us gathering shit. Us moving from that house to another house would be like a huge monumental task. But like for you, when you were moving houses, like did you guys have lots of stuff, or was it like really hard, or did you just kind of have little things? And
no, we had a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I think the thing is, we moved a lot, but it was kind of like, you know, it could have been like an hour away, it could have been this, so it wasn't like too bad, because, you know, we would get the house and then we would like take things, or my mum must have, you know, we would just be left there, and, you know, she would take stuff or whatnot, so it wasn't too bad. Also, you get like lorries and stuff to just take everything in and whatnot. But
I remember
I don't think it was that bad. I remember there was when we first moved to Cornwall, we actually, I think it was kind of like an Airbnb. I don't know if Airbnbs even existed back then, but we like kind of like rented this house off someone temporarily before we went and got another house. which was in the same. It was literally maybe like down the road, you know. It was like down the street, but yeah.
When I moved to the UK, I didn't really bring anything with me except for like clothes and some of my streaming gear, and then most of it I bought here. But then I moved from Edinburgh to just outside Glasgow in 2020, and I didn't have a car. I had my friend, but I didn't want to like obviously like mooch off of her to be like, can you drive to Edinburgh and pick up all my shit? So she did it once, but I wanted to bring like a lot of the stuff by myself, which meant me taking a train from.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah. And the stress you had to go through.
I had to take a bus from that house to the centre of Edinburgh, and then go from Edinburgh train station to Glasgow, then walk it to the other Glasgow train station, and then take the train out to where we live now, and then walk it back home. So it was probably one of the most stressful days of my life, because like I had these 2 fucking heavy suitcases, and I tried to get on the bus, but then I was in like the area. It was really late too. It was like 5 or 6 p.m. and it was getting dark and it was cold. I was in the area where they reserve it for prams for like.
Oh yeah.
So one came on, and then I felt bad, so I was like, oh, I'll move, but then there was no space for me. So then I got off the bus, and then I just cried because I was like fucking stressed about trying to get on these buses.
Yeah.
To like, and then it was so heavy, and it was the worst. It was probably something I can't even explain, but I had the worst day.
That.
Yeah, and then when I finally got home, and like, so this sounds stupid too, but like, I moved out of my ex-boyfriend's house, and he for some reason thought that I needed a box of Nutri-Grain that he had, so he'd put the box of Nutri-Grain in my suitcase, and then of course all that traveling, the box of Nutri-Grain had then like exploded all over my stuff. And Nutri-Grain, if you guys don't know, is like a breakfast cereal which is sticky, and it's stuck. I had little bits of Nutri-Grain stuck to like every little thing that I'd put in this fucking bag, and as like I was unpacking and like trying to find stuff or like setting stuff up, I'd just find a little bit of Nutri-Grain just stuck to this fucking thing, and it was like icing on the cake, because I was so pissed off already. And then that night I just went to bed and I was like, just fucking why?
Yeah.
But
no, I get that. Yeah, I think, you know, it is hard in that kind of respects, you know. I think, you know, that kind of moving is, you know, that's a solo thing. I think, actually, I don't know. I wouldn't say my mum moved, you know, always with a partner, because that's not true. You know, we did move a lot, but yeah. I remember. Yeah. You
moved to Germany.
Yeah.
And
that
so
was an interesting.
Well, you know, it is what it is, but did you like take everything over to Germany, or did you like leave lots of stuff?
So I got a courier. So these people, I don't know if they love doing it, but I didn't even know this was a thing. So a courier will drive your stuff to the place. So they're happy to do this, right? So they get paid, and they'll just drive like for, I don't know, 8 hours or so with all your stuff, and then so then, you know, I was like, you know, I gave him the stuff, and then I moved over, and then it came in later, you know, kind of thing. So it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a major thing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a bad move in that respects at all, but yeah.
Were you like scared to move to a country where you didn't speak the language?
I mean, I as I've said, I always had anxiety, but which is weird because like before, so I've always had anxiety, and yeah, I had some bad times with like anxiety and depression, you know, after college and stuff, but I managed to sort that out, and then, you know, I got back on my feet, and I never had anxiety that was so crippling. But then 2 weeks before moving to Germany, I started, like, whilst I was working as well, I started to get really bad panic attacks, and, you know, I didn't know what they were at the time, and I was working, and I don't know if I spoke about this before in a previous one.
It's fine.
But yeah, like I'd just get those panic attacks. So that kind of that didn't help even. That made it worse, you know. But like because I didn't know what it was, I was kind of coping, but I wasn't, you know. It was really,
Do you think it was just like an amount of like because you knew you were moving and you were like nervous about it, and then it was just everything piling on top of each other, and then it just kind of got too much?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it could be to do with other things.
Mm-hmm. No,
Like,
it's fine.
you know,
It's fine.
yeah. No, I think, I like being open. I like used to smoke cannabis, and then when I quit, it really affected my anxiety, and that's I think because I just full on quit, like just straight like that. That's what probably triggered it even worse.
I've known that to happen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why I've always been scared to try it. That and other things, but
Yeah.
So you weren't nervous about the language?
No, I wasn't too bothered because I think you regardless what happens, people are people and they'll always want to help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you come across somebody that doesn't speak a language, you want to help them try and find what they're trying to find, because you put yourself in that position and you're like, what would I do?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think yeah.
When I went to Germany, I was doing a convention and I was super nervous. I'd been to Berlin once before, and I had Germany's really great because I obviously they speak Deutsch, but then they have a lot of people who do speak English too.
English, yeah.
But when I went to Dusseldorf, I don't know how to say it.
Dusseldorf.
And I did a con there, and I was just so nervous because I was like, I can't speak German. How am I going to communicate? But it was really cool because most people spoke English, and then those that didn't, people at the stand would then translate for them, and I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Or it was so nice. Or we'd have a broken conversation. They'd point at a print, and then I'd say big one. They'd be like, yeah, and I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
Blah blah euros.
What made you want to go overseas for a con?
It was, it's one of the biggest cons. It's called Dokami, and they had 500 artists there.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was insane, and
yeah, that's a lot.
I don't mean to be a bitch about the UK art scene, but the UK art scene bar is here, and the fucking Europe art scene is up here, and everyone in German.
Whole of Europe.
Yeah, well that's the thing. But everyone at Dokami was up here, and it was really fucking cool to see all these amazing established artists, and then I was just like, hey, you guys like Pokemon? But I did really well at it.
Yeah.
But that was
so it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was one of my best cons, but
yeah,
it was the one and only European con that I did. So it's kind of sad with all Brexit and all that now, but
yeah, Brexit is a
people always ask me though. People message me on Instagram asking me if I'm doing Dokami, and I'm like, no, I wish.
Oh really? Yeah, Dokami.
Honestly, the stress of it was just a little too much. So even I'm doing TwitchCon in Paris next month, very soon, and I have freaked out about that. I'm like, how am I going to get my prints and everything over? And I've had a lovely friend help me out. Thank you again, Fraz.
Well, that's the thing. I think sorry to interrupt
No.
that, but I think what people don't understand, they think, oh, they're an artist. They've got the talent to do it, right? And all they got to do is just sit in a room and paint all day, and then they just make money. But the work rate that I see that you put in, that people don't see off stream, it's crazy. You're working off stream, and people don't realize this. I'll be streaming or something, and I'll be like, oh, do you want to play? And you're like, no, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, kind of stuff like that. It's like a 24-hour kind of, or at least I would say it's probably it's like a 15-hour day thing. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you need to sleep and whatnot. But you're constantly doing stuff, and it's crazy. People don't realize that there's a lot that has to go into being an artist,
It's definitely a full-time job, and I think even more with social media nowadays, it's even more so because you not only have everything set up on your shop, and then you sell your stuff and you ship it off, and you do this, do that. You also have the social media side where you have to be your own social media manager, and then get out there. But yeah, some days I can, but I think that's what comes with the job. It's got its perks. Some days I can get away with doing a 4-hour day, and I'm like, you know what?
For sure.
Now I can chill the rest of the day. Not that I really do, but
but
then other days, because I'll have days like that, I freak the fuck out, and then I have to do a 16-hour fucking work day, and it's those days are the days where I'm like, absolutely on it though. Like, but
Yeah.
I think this stuff kind of works with me well. Now you just got this long answer. It
Oh
kind
no,
of
no, that's good.
it kind of works with the way that my brain works because I have like up and down weeks. So I'll have like a
Yeah.
really shit week and I can't do anything because my mental health is just that bad. And it's like really shit, but I'll just like sail along and try to do my thing. But then I'll have like a super productive week to like make up for the fact that the week was shit. But then I burn myself out on that really super productive week, and then I have another shit week. So it's probably like
Yeah.
half my fault, half my brain's fault, half. I
It
can't do
is
fractions.
really hard, you know. You gotta, you know, you're making the living, and it's a very tricky one. But
yeah,
I think, you know, people
doing
don't
cons.
realize how much goes into it. They probably just think, you know, oh, she streams and then she's just chilling the rest of the day, and just people are just buying and buying and buying art. It's not like that, you know. And it's just, you know, it's crazy.
Great.
Well,
But yeah, that's why just doing a con on top of it all is very stressful. But
yeah.
yeah, it used to be easier. I used to just.
I don't know
focus on
how
cons.
they could make that easier though, could they? Like whether or not they could do like, I know it sounds kind of stupid, but like a virtual con or something.
They tried to do that in
Have
2020.
they?
Yeah, so
Did
when
they?
all the cons went down, MCM, which is the biggest con in the UK, they tried to do like virtual cons, and you basically had to sign up. But I think the kicker was like the whole reason I didn't do it is because you had to fucking pay for it. So they would like host your like stuff on like their website or whatever, and like do like a virtual con, but you had to pay still for like your spot, and it was like stupid. I don't know how much it was, but it was too much for me, and I was like, no, why would I do that? That's so dumb. So yeah, I think they did try, but it was just like chuck your links up, chuck your shop up, that's it. You didn't have to like be there. Or I've actually thought about that a few times with my Twitch stream. I'm like, oh, what if I set up my whole con setup on stream, and I just stood there and did like a virtual con and be like, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Yeah. But
cons, funny,
though.
Could you not idle? Can you idle streams where you just leave your stuff, like
just leave the setup?
Just leave the setup there, and then just have like, you know, information. You know, you could have it in the chat and stuff. I always thought like, you know, something like that.
I have thought maybe of trying it, but maybe one day.
Just leave it for a day, mute yourself. Just have like prices on the thing, links in the bio, etc., or like, you know, coming through the chat and whatnot, and just see. You know, it could be a good idea.
Maybe I could do it if I like run a sale for like Christmas or something. It could be like Christmas sale on now. Look at my shit. I don't know. But cons are all about, you know, being able to talk to people face to face.
Yeah, I think also that's the thing as well. Like, you know, I think you know, there's artists that I enjoy, but if you're a piece of shit, I'm not gonna buy. Do you know what I mean? I think that's, you know, I think that goes for everything. It's not just artists. You know, it's like, you know, I'm trying to think of another thing that's kind of like independent thing. But do you know what I mean? Like, if you know someone's an asshole, you're not gonna, you know, it doesn't matter how good their art is, or it doesn't matter how good their product is. I am not gonna want to support an asshole, you know. So
I do that like, a bit with like music. If like I'm enjoying a band music, or I'm enjoying a song, and then somebody goes, oh, the singer's a dickhead, and I'm like, oh, why? What have they done? And then they tell me, and I'm like, oh no, this just ruined this song, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
But you know, I still do listen to some of the songs that I just really like, even though I know that guy's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the whole like separating the artist from the arts argument with the whole thing that we had recently.
I think you can, to a point. You know, like, you know, if someone's a mediocre asshole, you know, like they haven't broken any laws, they haven't harmed anybody, then I think, you know, you can get away with, you know, being like, yeah, you know, I'll support this person. But if they are a full-on wanker, full-on asshole, then I wouldn't.
I love the way you say asshole. Asshole.
Okay.
Asshole.
Okay.
So had you been to Germany before you moved to Germany?
Yeah, I went, I think maybe 2 times.
Okay.
Or maybe no, I think maybe once, which is really weird because I actually went there, and I, you know, the family were really nice, you know, I remember that I was there, and I loved they had like a decking outside, and it was the summer when I went, and they had this like swing chair, and I remember, and this is again at the time when I didn't know what panic attacks were. I was lying there and I was having this panic attack. I was lying on the swing set, and like dinner was ready, and I was like, I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't know what was going on with me. It was so strange, you know. It was so strange. Like, that was one of the first times, like one of the memories of, you know, one of my panic attacks is that, you know, it's lying down on a swing set kind of thing. But no, I really enjoyed it out there. You know, it was nice. We chilled. You know, we had food and whatnot, But yeah, I think Germany itself is a really nice place, and I think, you know, everyone should go there. And the people are really nice as well. You know, I think they're a little bit more, you know, how, yeah, kind of like a little bit more subdued. You know, they're doing their own thing. I mean, Britain's a bit like that, but you know how you get people in the street, like, you know, speak to you or something or whatnot, then it's, I don't know if it's like that really in Germany. But
yeah, because I've always wanted to live in like Europe or somewhere, or like a country that with the main language isn't English, but I think, I don't know, like, part of me, because like Australia is very like, we're very English influenced, and then we're also a bit American influenced, and then we have our own weird culture, and then it's like, but then I come to Scotland and it's just like kind of the same as like living in Australia. Like, I just kind of feel like the people are very much the same, but they just sound Scottish, and like the whole culture of the UK is very similar but different. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
So I always find, like, if I, you know, ever lived in Europe or something, like maybe it would be different, like if you lived in the Netherlands or something, like, but yeah, I don't know. Live in Japan, that'd be cool as fuck.
I mean, Japan's super expensive. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
Like,
so
everyone knows that, but yeah, I mean, there's so much. I think it's kind of a good thing though, because like, as people know, like, I'm not saying it's the British tourists, but we are notorious for fucking shit up. Do you know what I mean?
I was
Like,
in
Prague.
I was in Prague, in Czechia, and literally at a tourist hotspot, checking it out because we're tourists, and there was a lady from Britain who was mad for some reason, and she was walking along and she goes, "Can't believe nobody's speaking English here." And I was like, "Do you know where the fuck you are?" And I was like, "You're in Czechia, my girl, like what?" And she was so rude, and I was just like, "Oh my god, like, get away from me. I don't associate with you just because I'm speaking English." Like, oh.
Well, that's the thing. It is like that. I mean, there's been countries that have really wanted to have a ban on, you know, UK tourists, because they are just, you know, I'm not saying that other countries can't, you know. And I know when it comes to football, Italy, they love throwing chairs when their football team loses. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if they've learned that from British hooligans or whatnot, but it's just crazy, like how many, and even, you know, as a British, you know, British citizen self, you hear about these stories and you're just like, Jesus Christ, because they really think that they can just get away with anything.
It's,
you know?
shocking.
And there's actually a program we watched where it was like Locked Up Overseas, and there was a guy that tried to steal a moped.
Oh, really?
And stuff like that. We watched it in Australia, and yeah, it's just like, dude, just fucking pay for the moped and give it back. You know? Do you know what I mean?
Where was I? Did I watch this?
I don't know.
Was
but
I
it was
watching
like
this?
Banged Up Abroad. It was like a program called Banged Up Abroad. It's kind of interesting, actually. It was kind of interesting. But
I'm sorry, I was just reading through my questions that I wrote, but I did write.
Worries.
I wrote one thing that said, "What were some things that you noticed that were different about living in Germany compared to the UK?" But we'll be kind of covering that.
Yeah, I think we have. You
But
know,
my point was that I wanted to say one of the biggest things about moving to the UK is that you guys don't have screen doors or a mesh on your windows, which throws me. It threw me so much that I couldn't get over it for weeks. I was like, "Where's the screen door? Where's the mesh on the windows?"
Well, that's
Bugs
the
just
thing.
come
I mean,
in.
what do you have that for?
Bugs, critters.
Bugs. Okay.
Like
I mean,
flies.
we have flies.
yeah,
we have
but
flies. You have like actual man-eating spiders.
no,
Yes,
we
spiders
don't.
major big.
We only have
You know?
cockroaches, but like the flies at home,
Mosquitoes.
they're really bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
it.
so. But like, I don't know. Like, there's so many times where someone's knocked on my door, and like, you know, I could just open. I can open, because we have like, we have like a door. A wooden door, that's the
Yeah,
word.
they've
We have
got
a
a
wooden
door.
door, so you open
Yeah.
that, and then you have the screen door. So you can just talk to the person through the screen. Like, you don't actually
this
have
is
to
what
open.
really
It's a
annoys me.
safety
This
thing
is-
too, because like, what if they're like weird?
This is the thing.
But then here in the UK, you just open your door
This
and you're
is the
right
thing.
there, and you
This
can
is the
get
thing.
stabbed.
She just said, oh, the screen door's a safety thing. You can rip through these screen doors.
No,
I've been to
no,
Australia
you can't.
And you can.
Nah,
I've
listen,
seen
listen,
them, right?
listen. No,
You
our
can.
screen door is good, and they usually kind of have like a little pattern thing, like a. Nah, but listen, you're thinking about our mesh on our windows, which yes, our house is pretty old, and it has some old mesh in the windows, and which
No,
has
your
fallen
front door
away.
one.
No, wait, there was a heaps good one.
No, they
No,
don't.
it's fine.
They don't
It's fine.
understand.
No, he
You
doesn't
can't.
understand.
Yeah, you can't. But the thing is, we have peepholes. We can just look through the hole. If there's someone there, and we're thinking, "Who is this?" Then we can shut it. But I'm telling you, someone that's wanting to get into your house will get through that screen door super fucking easy. I'm telling you, they're
No,
gonna rugby tackle
It's
that
a
door.
safety thing.
No, it's not safe.
But we used
It's
to go
not.
down to our neighbor in Edinburgh, and we looked after a cat, and like when we'd knock on her door, she would open the door, but she'd have the chain. Like they have these little
Yeah.
chains at the back of the door, so she would like open it to check who we were. And
Yeah.
be like, oh hi, and we're like awkwardly talking. Screen door solves it. You could just open it, screen door's there.
Yeah, no, because the screen door's wide open.
No, it's not. It's literally screen
But
door.
also, I'm just saying in general, right? The little chains are not good.
No, they're not good.
They're not good at all because they'll just come off the wall anyway.
Mm.
But I'm just saying, if you run into a front door, right, you're gonna hurt yourself. But if you run into a screen door, you're going through that door. I'm just saying,
No.
people are crazy. They're gonna try that.
My dad, when he was younger, he was playing Chasey with his brother. And Chasey.
By the way, guys, Chasey, for anyone that doesn't know, is tag or it. You know, when you tag someone, you go, tag, you're it. But they have to say, Chasey, Chasey. Oh, I'm chasing you. Ooh. Stupid. But
He was
yeah, carry
playing
on.
Chasey. So we also have like sliding doors, you know, like in the laundry, and they're just like big glass
Yeah.
doors that you slide. So he was chasing his brother, and his brother shut the sliding door, and my dad ran straight through it. Glass everywhere. Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
What
that
would you-
reminds me of what? Just
No,
just the time when.
just keep.
So we had physical education, PE, by the way, in school.
That's what it
And my
stands for.
friend-
Did you
My
know
best
that?
friend. What?
Do you know PE stands for physical education?
Yeah, I do now. But anyway, right. So they were just messing about. My friend and this other girl that was messing about, and she grabbed my best friend and just ran him into the glass window, and it smashed. And he had like we had to pull out little bits on his back.
Oh, you pulled it out of him.
I mean, we tried, yeah.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it like she didn't do it on purpose, like to hurt him, but like it happened,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
She was like a mild. I mean, she was a chav, but she wasn't like a big chav. Do you know what I mean? She wasn't like a big like problem.
For those
You
of you who
know.
don't know what a chav is,
Council house and violent.
oh, is that what it
That's
stands
what
for?
chav stands for. Yeah.
Ah, it's like a bogan or a dero. What
Yeah.
what is the American equivalent of a chav? Because like
Oh, I don't
Americans
know what they're
have
called.
rednecks.
Yeah, rednecks
But then they
are
also
more. I
have-
mean, they're kind of the same. I don't really know.
Because in Scotland, we learned this the other day. We were talking about it because they have neds.
Jakies.
We have neds, which is non-educated derelict, and then they have jakies, which is more of a Glaswegian thing. And they're kind of the same, but a bit different. Jakies, I think,
Yeah.
are just druggies. And then in England they call them chavs. Do they have a different word in Wales? What about Ireland?
knows.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, too many questions.
This is a podcast.
I mean, I feel like for Ireland they have like gypsies
Oh.
and travelers.
But the UK has that too.
Yeah, we do. You just stay away from those.
I always thought it was
Yeah.
like a just kind of like a traveling caravan kind of thing. I always thought
I mean, it
gypsies were
is.
cool.
You know, like there was actually some gypsies on the way to school, right? So they would like park near a roundabout kind of thing, and they had, you know, like the old Western. Can you imagine like a horse and carriage, like the old Western? And it was like, it has like the rounded thing kind of thing, and that they were like proper like that. It was
that's
really cool though.
cool.
I thought
Yeah.
it was very, you know, you wouldn't want to, you know, just go up to them just in case because you weren't too sure. But
that's what I
no, it was
associate
kind
like
of nice.
tarot card reading with, because you know how you
Yeah.
always see that. So like now that it's on TikTok, I'm like, no, where's your caravan? You need a caravan.
I mean, there might be in a caravan.
I hope so.
Yeah.
What would you do if this door opened right now and somebody came in?
And said what?
Hi,
Well, I'm here.
I'm in your house.
I can tell if someone comes through.
Yeah, how creepy would it be though? It just opens and like we're both here, but like that opens.
Well, then I'll easily grab them straight away.
One day it might happen, because you know how when we have both our windows open and the draft pushes it open? We're just doing podcasts
Oh,
and
are
then the
you
door just
scared?
opens.
Is that why?
I get scared every time. Oh, I keep
She's
looking at it,
projecting,
just
she's
kind of
projecting.
I keep expecting
Yeah,
it to
she's
open.
projecting, guys.
Okay. Well,
You
I
can
just
you can rewatch that back when she's projecting and
when it
remember the
happens,
bit.
we'll rewatch that back and be like, "Oh, look, it happened."
She's projecting.
door
I'm
opened.
scared. But yeah, we've been an hour.
Oh
Did you wanna
shit, we
carry?
have. I'm enjoying talking, but like, you know, we can wrap it up. We've got to wrap
I
it up.
think we
at some
we
point.
should wrap it up because
Mhm.
if we enjoy it, then that means that we've got more for next time.
Oh my god, do you enjoy my company?
No.
We're going on a coffee date.
No, don't do this again. Don't do this again.
Why? Why do you hate me?
It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay, are we ready?
I don't know how many times I can get rejected.
It's only funny because it's on camera. I'm not like that in real life.
Yeah, he's all over me in real life. I'm like, get away from me, you smell.
Okay, can we? Yeah.
You want to wrap it up? Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining. That was a very all over the place nonsense.
I think it was a good nonsense.
It was a good nonsense, but like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like it was like probably the epitome of what nonsense is, because we just literally just talked nonsense for a whole hour and you guys listened to it. I'm sorry, but it is
Sometimes
what it is.
they don't always.
They don't always.
But yeah, they probably.
Everyone
don't always.
is listening. They're
All
listening.
right, are you ready for the outro?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening to the outro and the rest of it.
I don't have auto-tune, but I just pretend I do. Thank you for watching.
My name is HotLocalNun and that is Sezza, pointing to the right, and I'm getting my thumb so I can point to. But guys, I appreciate if you.
Okay, we'll stop. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the nonsense, cut out that auto-tune bit. Just cut it out,
No,
please.
I'm not dumb.
It was it was kind of embarrassing. But guys, I'm HotLocalNun. This is Sezza. If you enjoyed the nonsense, make sure to subscribe and like it. Share it if you really want to. Share it between your family or friends.
Family,
Maybe
your
don't.
family dinner
But just
that
enjoy
you have
it.
every week.
Just enjoy it for what it was.
Because you love your family.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. We will catch you next week. Yeah, make sure to follow and subscribe. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
My legs are too old for this.
Oh yeah, my legs get too off for that as
Oh.
well.
It's like when you're in the club and that low, 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 low.
Yeah.
And then like you're on the dance floor and you're trying to get low,
Or, like,
low,
when you,
low,
when
low.
when the hips don't lie comes on.
Yeah.
Okay.